Bibi. Today not today. I'm a macachino. I'm a macachino. I'm a macachino. I'm a macachino.
Original thing.
Today not today. Never been tell. Oh yeah.
My one thing in Jamo no do me so, yeah.
Magasco, mon wata fufu.
My one thing in Jamo no do me so, yeah.
Voice of the Voiceless TV presents to you Weekly Echoes, featuring education, entertainment, entrepreneurship debate, arts, and culture. This is Voice of the Voiceless. Be a voice, not an echo.
And historic launch of Cameroon's official travel guide app, TourCMR.
Excellence, Monsieur le ministre d'État, ministre du Tourisme et des Loisirs, Madame le secrétaire d'État au ministère du Développement humain et de l'Habitat,
TourCMR application. Your Excellencies, highly distinguished guests, my name is Pemoya Brian Pansui, and today I'm representing to you the TourCMR application. So, Nchimsy Teq, in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and Leisure, under the prestigious mentorship of the Minister of State, Minister of Tourism and Leisure, has developed the best digital guide app for promoting tourism in Cameroon. We have successfully brought out the beauty of Cameroon to your smartphones, so you can be easy to explore the beauty of Cameroon from any part of the country. So right now, I'll be taking you through how the application works and functions, so we can be able to know how the application works on all smartphones, on both Google Play Store and Apple App Store. So immediately you open the application, you sign up with just a click, and you're presented with this home screen. Now, this is the home screen of the application, and immediately against the application, you already start experiencing the beauty of Cameroon. Now, let's say I'm a tourist who is planning to visit Cameroon, or I'm already in Cameroon and I would like to explore Cameroon. How can the TourCMR application help me? So the TourCMR application has all the tourist sites in Cameroon classified under the different towns, making it easy for you to be able to explore tourist sites in different parts of the country. So when I click on the different towns tab, it's going to provide me with all the different towns in Cameroon, which I can choose from in order to explore different tourist sites in Cameroon. Let's say I want to visit Bois-Saint in Yaoundé. I will click on Yaoundé, and the app is going to present to me a list of all the tourist sites in Yaoundé. And if I click on Bois-Saint the app is going to provide me with information about that particular tourist site. We have information like the description, the videos, and much more. Now, every tourist who wants to visit the country definitely wants to know how to get to that particular tourist site. So the TourCMR app provides you with a travel guide feature, which takes you directly from the airport to any tourist site in Cameroon. So if you click the travel guide, you're provided with a map view of your source destination and the tourist site. And when you swipe up, the app provides you the itinerary, the step-by-step guides on which you can take to get to that particular tourist site. And it also has a live travel guide feature, which with one click, when you click on the live travel guide feature, it's going to load and route and give you the best real-time guide on how you can get to that particular tourist site. Now, we all know that we move to the other features of the application, which has to talk with the hotels. We all know every tourist who is planning to get a tour trip in Cameroon definitely wants to know the hotels in which he can spend the night in case he's spending more than 1 day. Now, the TourCMR application helps you find hotels in just a click. You click on the nearby hotels feature, and it provides with the category tab, which helps you to easily sort a hotel of your choice. Now, let's say I want 4-star hotels in Yaoundé, around Bois-Saint. I'll click on the 4-star hotels, and it's going to provide me with an animated list of all 4-star hotels around that particular tourist site. Now, I can scroll through, and let's say if I choose a hotel like Hotel Tika Palace, it's going to provide me with all the information about that particular hotel. You see how it's easy to explore the hotel and different tourist sites and everything like that. It's going to provide you with images videos, the popular amenities that are available in that hotel, the contact information, and also has a travel guide feature and the user reviews feature, which can read and get information about that particular hotel on the application. Now, it also helps you to be able to find restaurants. We all know every tourist that visits Cameroon or planning a tour trip to Cameroon, we definitely want to know the restaurants in which they can be able to spend time and have a decent meal. So when you click on the nearby restaurants feature, it's going to provide you with the categories of the restaurants. Do you want one for restaurant, two, or three? You click on, let's say, three, and you see the app is going to provide you with all the restaurants that are around that particular tourist site of your choice. It's going to also provide you with all the information about that particular restaurant as we saw for the hotels, which you can scroll through and get the information about that particular restaurant. Now we move to the other feature that the app also helps to find around the particular tourist site. We also have the nearby supermarkets, we have the user review section, and we have the useful information section. The useful information section provides you with nearby banks and nearby hospitals around that particular tourist site. So let's say I click on nearby banks, it's going to provide me with all available banks that are around that particular tourist site. So in case the tourist needs a bank or to do any monetary transactions, the app is going to help them to find that bank in just a click. Now we'll move to the other features which has to do with the emergency contact information. Now the TourCMR app also helps to find emergency contacts in case you run into any problems around the tourist site, such as the police, the ambulance, and the coronavirus information, which you can just tap to call the numbers. Now, we all know we are preparing
has been launched in Yaoundé by the Tourism Minister Bello Buba Maigari, and it was conceived by the startup Nchimsy Teq in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism. The app can be downloaded on Google Play Store with just a click. Once on the platform, pictures of all touristic sites, hotels, banks, and restaurants classified under different towns and categories are on display. More on the launching ceremony with our reporter, Beatrice Ngo.
It takes just a click on the smartphone to connect to the bilingual digital guide, a guide which will henceforth sell the Cameroonian destination and enable subscribers get live highlights of matches at the Cannes Total Energies 2021.
The application is available for download on both Google Play Store and App Store and provides you with all tourist sites in Cameroon classified under the different towns with appropriate descriptions, directions, and cost estimates to get to each site on the app. It has the AFCON game update feature, which provides you with information about played matches and recent matches.
Developed by the startup Nchimsy Teq Group, the TourCMR guide helps tourists discover some 145 tourist sites displayed on the TourCMR app, the first national digital guide on the promotion of tourism in Cameroon, born from collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and Leisure.
Our country is endowed by so many attraction touristic sites, but unfortunately so far they are not well known. With this application, hopefully we will catch up and make all our touristic attractions better known.
The TourCMR window to facilitate travel to Cameroon was unveiled to government and tourism stakeholders at a ceremony chaired by Tourism.
Voice of the Voiceless TV presents to you weekly echoes featuring education, entertainment, entrepreneurship debate, arts and culture. This is Voice of the Voiceless. Be a voice, not an echo.
This is Voice of the Voiceless, be a voice and not an echo. Hello guys, good evening everyone, good afternoon, wherever you are watching us from today, whatever part of the world you are joining this program from. I just want to thank you so much for taking up your time to be part of this broadcast, guys, and we definitely appreciate. So this one today is really going to be one of the most interesting live broadcasts that you have watched this year. And you see, I did just broadcast some few videos, though we didn't have enough time to bring everything for you because we will be having one of the youngest Cameroonians on this platform who has been doing a lot of miracles as far as technology is concerned. So we will be bringing him to you live any moment from now, just from the videos that we have broadcasted. That makes you to know the caliber of the person that you are going to be having on this platform today. Before we proceed, let me just take a moment while we are waiting for our guest to officially come live on the platform today. I would like to acknowledge the presence of a few people who are watching this program today. And I did say, guys, as you join in, let us know where you're watching from. Comment with your town, your location. Are you watching from Marwa? We want to say hi to those who are watching from the far north, the north. Those who are watching from Yaoundé, Douala, Limbe, Kumba, Manfe. Those who are watching from out of the country. Those who are watching here in the United States of America. Those who are watching from the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and even those who are going to tune in and watch this program after the live broadcast, because we don't delete any live videos. We usually make it as brief as possible and then we let it be, so that each time you join the program you should be able to watch our live videos without any interruptions. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say hi to you, Onel, thank you for joining. Hi, Parvin. Hi, Chantal, thank you for joining in today. We have Adele is watching from Bamenda. Hi, Adele, and thanks for joining in. We have Gisbert. Hi, Gisbert. Thank you for joining the program. Karin is watching from Yaoundé. We have Evangelist Fulmai watching from Bamenda. Hi, Natalie. Thank you so much for joining from Bamenda. We have Mata Kiyong. Good evening, Mata. Thanks for joining the program today. We have Berinette. Berinette is watching. I haven't seen your location, so please also make sure that you are commenting your location. We want to know where you are watching from, so that one day when we visit, we should know that we have our follower, we have our fans in that particular part of the country. So it's always good to know again and to have statistics of people watching from a particular location. Rita is watching from Bamenda. Hi, Rita. Thanks for joining. And Berine just says Cameroon. We have Bibian watching from Yaoundé, Cameroon. We have Boris is watching from Gaundere. It's always a pleasure, Boris, having you joining us from Gaundere there in Adamawa. We have Adele is watching from Bamenda. Karin, we have Karin who is watching, and then we also have Natalie. Okay, that's already read. I might not be able to read every name, but if we maybe are not able to get your name, we have Biggie's Job Advert Entertainment watching. Thank you so much for joining. We have Adele Queen who is watching from Douala, Cameroon. Thank you, Del Queen, for joining the program. Parvin says Tour Cameroon. Okay, so guys, before we go to the rest of the comments, to acknowledge the presence of everyone who is joining the program today, I'm going to be officially bringing on board our guest for today on the program. And we will have to make sure we play some music to welcome our guest. And I will be doing a brief introduction about who our guest is today. So let me just bring him on board, making a brief video. Let me bring back our Magasco to the board as I add our guests. So stay tuned and don't go away.
Abakwa bibi, today na today. Ama makachino, abobe makashiko. Ama makachino, abobe makashiko. Original
Today na today, never meet you, oh yeah.
My one thing in Jamo, no do me so, yeah.
Magasco, mon wata fufu.
My one thing in Jamo, no do me so, yeah.
Voiceless TV presents to you Weekly Echoes, featuring education, entertainment, entrepreneurship debate, arts, and culture. This is Voice of the Voiceless. Be a voice, not an echo.
Are still not having enough shares on the board, guys. Before I officially bring our guest to the studio, I want to see enough shares. Keep on sharing the live video, and then also let us know exactly where you are joining the program from today. Okay, so I'll be adding our guest to the studio right now, and we should be able to start the live program. So okay, so here we are having our guest on the studio, and before any official introduction is done by our guest for today, I want to make sure that I first of all officially introduce him so that you should know who Brian is. Okay, so we are having today the founder and CEO of Nchimsy Teq in our studio, who is also the founder and developer of TourCMR. Pemoya Brian is a passionate software developer and techpreneur with a huge zeal for using technology in solving societal problems. He is the founder and developer of Cameroon's first bilingual travel guide app, TourCam, approved and endorsed by the Minister of State, Minister of Tourism and Leisure as the official travel guide for Cameroon. The TourCam, which is available in both Play Store and App Store, contains a well-structured guide to all the touristic sites in Cameroon, classified under the different towns with accurate descriptions, cost estimates, and directions on how to get to each touristic site. Pemoya is also a mobile app developer with hands-on work experience on several projects in Cameroon, like the Cameroon GCE Biomanual Kit, Baby First Ride app, and the Quick Serve CM platform. He's also the developer of the Bright First Emergency BFES app, an emergency ride booking application. He's passionate about anything IT related geared towards suitable development. That is a brief about the person that we are going to be having on our platform today. And now it's time for me to bring him on board so that we could be able to also know more from the horse's mouth. Hi, Brian. Okay, thank you for joining the program today. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm feeling great. I'm doing great. And you?
I'm fine. It's always a pleasure to have, big brains, innovative Cameroonians, and people who are actually knowing what they are doing to move the country forward. And we must say that it is exciting having you on the program today. Again, welcome.
The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine. I'm to be here.
Okay, great. So we are talking so much about your journey, and we are going to be talking about who you are, and we are also going to be talking about your projects and how you have been able to achieve this at a very tender age and being a young Cameroonian to create such records that you have created, and also being the one to develop such an app that was used for AFCON in 2021. We know how much Cameroon had to value the African Cup of Nations that took place in 2021, 2022. And then for them to approve a travel guide from you means that you must have done a lot that attracted the attention of the government. Now, before we go into talk about this, I know I've already told our audience a little bit about you, and it's always a pleasure to hear from your mouth. Can you again tell them who Brian is?
Well, I think I really said a lot, almost everything about me. As you said, Brian Pemoya Brian Pangsui. I'm a passionate software developer who likes to use his skills to create solutions that solve social problems in our community. Over these years, I've been actively involved in creating several projects such as the Cameroon GC Biomana Kit, which we created to help students have fast and reliable access to the lab mana diagrams. I've also worked on creating the Quick Serve CM platform, which is a digital marketplace for basic services, a platform that was aimed at helping customers and service providers to find basic services. That is, if you need a service, maybe say, let's say, a plumber, a mechanic, a hairdresser, you just go to this platform and request the service and you get it delivered to you. I've also worked on the Bright First Emergency Service platform, which is a ambulance ride booking application, which in case you have a health emergency, you can just head onto the app, you book a ride, and then an ambulance comes and picks you up and gets you to the hospital safe.
And recently, one of my greatest, most impactful projects has been the Tour Cameroon app, which is the official app for promoting tourism in Cameroon. We developed this app in 2019, and after going through some stiff work with the government, we actually got the app approved and endorsed as the official app for promoting tourism in Cameroon. And it was used as the official app for promoting tourism during the African Cup of Nations 2021. We're having a lot of visitors coming to Cameroon during that period. So we needed a platform in which we could showcase the beauty of our country, and with Tour Cameroon provides all of that. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
No, now, like when I'm listening, I'm looking at you and I'm like, wow. Now, are you sure that Cameroon is not too small for you? When I watch you, when I was like, I think that was in when the AFCON just started. I know it was during the official launch of this program. I like look at you, and I was like listening and trying to match what you have done with the person I was seeing. I was like, wow. That's how somebody asked that. Does it mean that we actually came to this world to escort some people? Now, Brian, you have been doing a lot. You have been doing wonderful and beautiful things out there, and the world is truly inspired by what you are doing, and which means that you actually need exposure. Now, I want to ask you this question: what is really motivating you to be able to come up with such excellent projects?
Well, what really motivates me is the ability to use my skills to, solve some problems and get people to appreciate what I'm doing. I've always had this passion for building a successful tech company, building sustainable solutions that really help solve people's problems, which is that journey which I started since secondary school, which has led me to where I am today. So it's just been that passion, that burning desire of solving such social problems with technology. That has been my driving force.
And now, when I look at your biography, I look at what you did like in secondary school. You didn't even study anything that had to do with sciences. You didn't even study anything that had to do with technology. Now, but you are able to do things that people who have studied technology and people who have studied sciences cannot even come up with. And in a country like Cameroon, now, Brian, how do you do all these things? How did you come about doing all this?
Well, I really, when I was getting to secondary school, I already made up my mind I wanted to be a software engineer, no matter what it takes. So I started back then self teaching myself with some online tutorials on how I could. That at that time, my mom got a desktop computer because she wanted to learn IT so she could integrate it in her job site. So she didn't know how to use the desktop, so I had to figure out how it worked so I could teach her how to use it. So it gave me that platform to use it. I started off by playing games. I was playing a lot of computer games until I almost got to the point where I almost got addicted. And my other brother cautioned me that I had to use the computer to do more creative things. So after that, I started brainstorming on how I could use this computer to do creative things. And, I got into secondary school with the full mindset of studying computer. And my friends even named me XP after the popular Microsoft operating system at XP at that time. So I used my passion, my burning desire to do things IT related. It made them give me that name. So I started learning coding, started learning how to code that time was very, very difficult because I didn't have anybody to guide me, to show me what to do. So but hearing stories of the Mark Zuckerberg, the Bill Gates, it kept on inspiring me to do things to push myself and do things at that height. So after I completed high school, I did arts in high school. That's one of the things that many people don't believe, because one thing that many people believe is that maybe the engineering fields are just for bright science students. I know that. Even though I was supposed to do science, but at one point I did arts, and I still managed to prove the concept that I still wanted to prove the concepts, because mostly about proving concepts which people don't really believe that can work. So I did arts, and then I came to the university and enrolled for a bachelor's degree in software engineering. So within that period, I already founded my first company. When I was just immediately I enrolled in school, because even back at secondary school, I already started creating basic websites with HTML, CSS. My first website which I created was for one small music production company that was used to showcase talents in my community. And creating that project, no matter how it was small, it was really much exciting for me. I mean, that gives me the inspiration to keep going. So what has really kept me going and learning what I've been able to do this year is mainly online tutorials, sleepless nights and the push of wanting to do things above, above my standards, above beliefs, and things that people see that I can do. So it's just been my push, me learning, putting out much effort to be able to, get these things done and be where I am today.
Now that is absolutely amazing. Like it is motivational, and because people will not believe. Like myself, it's very hard to believe that you went in, studied art, and at the end of the day, you are becoming one of the best. I mean, I don't know how to call it, but the best mobile app developers that the Cameroon has ever had and the world is about to have. Because when one looks at you, you happen to be like in future, I believe that you could be the Mark Zuckerberg of Cameroon. Now, do you have a team that you are working with to be able to come up with all this stuff?
Yeah, I do have an excellent team. It's not really a one man's job to do things like this.
Mhm.
I have a team. I even started the first project I ever had was with a team of we started with Baalen Azar and Fukli Fuche, which we were able to do the first app that I had. And then also the second platform, QuickServe, it has all been working with the team. And with the TourCMR app, that heavy responsibility needed a competent team which was able to lead this strategy and make this thing work. And one thing that I did with choosing my team is that I chose the team of young people, a team which was made up of mainly young people, because I wanted to prove the concept in Cameroon that young people could actually do. I mean, is sometimes I look at how we get foreign developers to develop simple platforms for us here in Cameroon, and for me, I'm not really comfortable with that. So I wanted to prove that we as young people are not just looked upon as if we are just young and naive. There are actually things that we could do, great things. So that's why I make sure that I sometimes get my team with many young people so we can able to prove these concepts.
And now I'm going to take us straight into TourCam. TourCameroon is the app that has captivated and I mean the whole world has been touched, because I actually had someone from the United States here who even had to draw me back, who is an American, who had to draw me back to that experience, because where I was working, someone came in and like he was talking about Cameroon and like talking about how to explore Cameroon. When I was about explaining the features, he had to draw out the app, them in TourCam, and started explaining some touristic sites for me in Cameroon. Now, somebody like you to have been able to come up with such an app, which even attracted the state media or the government of Cameroon to be talking about it, means that you must have done a lot, and this is a lot of work on itself. Now, guys, I'm just going to play an excerpt from CRTV, which is a national station, which is talking about the launching of the app, and we'll be right back.
A digital guide to help tourists explore the beauty of Cameroon has been launched in Yaoundé by the Tourism Minister Bello Buba Maigari, and it was conceived by the startup Nchimsy Teq in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism. The app can be downloaded on Google Play Store with just a click. Once on the platform, pictures of all touristic sites, hotels, banks, and restaurants classified under different towns and categories are on display. More on the launching ceremony with our reporter, Beatrice Ngo.
It takes just a click on the smartphone to connect to the bilingual digital guide, a guide which will henceforth sell the Cameroonian destination and enable subscribers get live highlights of matches at the Cannes Total Energies 2021.
The application is available for download on both Google Play Store and App Store and provides you with all tourist sites in Cameroon classified under the different towns with appropriate descriptions, directions, and cost estimates to get to each site on the app. It has the AFCON game update feature, which provides you with information about played matches and recent matches.
Developed by the startup Nchimsy Teq Group, the TourCam guide helps tourists discover some 145 tourist sites displayed on the TourCam app, the first national digital guide on the promotion of tourism in Cameroon, born from collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and Leisure.
Our country is endowed by so many attraction touristic sites, but unfortunately so far they are not well known. With this application, hopefully we will catch up and make all our touristic attractions better known.
The TourCam window to facilitate travel to Cameroon was unveiled to government and tourism stakeholders at a ceremony chaired by Tourism.
Welcome back, guys. The first national travel guide on the promotion of tourism in Cameroon was produced by Pemoya Brian. That has already been inscribed in history. Nobody can erase that fact. Now, Brian, you did not just produce this app, but it was so timely. You guys did it at a time that Cameroon needed it the most, which means that you are not just a mobile app developer, you are not just an entrepreneur, a techpreneur, but you are also so smart. Now, what really prompted you guys? What made you to come up with this app at this time? What were you thinking?
Well, I would say mainly with us coming up with the app at that time was mainly a coincidence. But us getting that strategy, we had to work for it because we developed the app and then we released the app, the first version, and we got some feedback, and we decided now to approach the government. Getting the government to first of all to first appreciate something and then stand for it, you need to do a lot of work. So after we had developed the first version of the app, and the Shan at that time was in 2019, I think the Shan was ongoing in Cameroon. Our first major strategy is that we wanted to use it to promote tourism during that Shan tournament. But we submitted the proposal that we submitted came at a time when the competition had really been ongoing, and there was no much time for the government to go through, cross-check it, and make sure that everything works out before releasing at that time. So Cameroon was seriously preparing for the AFCON, and then we saw that okay, the AFCON now is that's the largest football tournament in Africa. We saw that okay, this is an opportunity to strike this application and make it work well, because that at that we expected a lot of visitors to come to Cameroon at that period. And these visitors are coming not just for the football; they need to go back with something that they can remember about Cameroon, because Cameroon has a lot of tourist sites, over 1,000. But if you go online, you won't find up to 150 of these sites well structured in different platforms. And most of the time, the information that you find on the platform are not really accurate, and they are not up to date. That's why we decided to see how we decided to present. We decided to work with the Ministry of Tourism so we could get accurate and updated information about tourist destinations in Cameroon and promote it at a more structured and organized way. Which is why the first time I approached the Ministry of Tourism was when I wrote a letter. I think yes, that time I was 19. I wrote my first letter to the Ministry of Tourism, telling the minister that I wanted him to tell him about our project and tell him that okay, we wanted an audience for us to come and be able to present that project. That letter was there, and it actually took like 4 to 5 months before we got a response. At one point, we almost started giving up, thinking that we'll never get a response to that letter. I mean, who is going to believe what a 19-year-old is bringing, and who is going to believe that a 19-year-old can actually do something like that in Cameroon? So we did a letter, and we got the reply, and it was a very, very, very amazing news for my team. So we got the opportunity now to present the app. The minister requested us to come to his cabinet and present the app for the first time. So we went, presented the application, and indeed the stakeholders in the tourism sector that day, we had all the different directors from the Ministry of Tourism. They were there present to evaluate the project, and they saw that okay, what we're bringing is new. It's a great initiative that they saw, and then they knew that okay, this is what they actually need, because the app really has a lot of unique features that helps tourists to easily find their way around Cameroon, and they didn't have something like that. So we brought it to them, and they approved it, and we started working on it. So that was it for them. That was it then, because after that we had to work in strict, like we had to work now in collaboration with them to get the app prepared for the AFCON. So after that first meeting, we set down now some strategies on how we could work, and then to get TourCMR to where it is today.
Now, how long did it actually take you to come up with this app? Like from the idea, like you had the idea, let me just say from the idea right up to delivery. How long did it take you?
From the idea right up to delivery, I think it was 2 years. It was 2 years, but it was It was serious because at one point I had to work. I had to work double. I had to work sleepless nights to code the app and get it done.
Okay. So and then when you before you met with you started talking with the minister, that was in 2019. Just when you
Yeah,
were
yes. I started talking to the minister in 2019 because I think the app was released. I started talking to the minister in 2020.
okay,
2020.
2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I understand that before you could even get the attention of the minister in Cameroon, it means that you must have done something really great. Because if you, I mean, we have millions of Cameroonians, and for you to get the attention of the minister on such a project, it means that you really did a lot of great work before you could even the letter could even be responded to. Now, what are some of the challenges that you guys faced when you were working, apart from the challenge of trying to get the government or get the attention of the government, which was already overcame, you already overcame it. So, which other challenges did you have working with that app?
Yeah, at the start of the project, one of the challenges that we had, was meaning the information. We had to work on putting 1,000 tourist sites in Cameroon on that application, which is not information that you could easily find online because we wanted accurate information. So we had some problems of getting data. We also had some problems. This kind of project you need a lot of finances. To travel, get this information, put on the app, get photos, and put on the app, get videos of these different tourist sites. That's a lot of work for a young team to overcome. Also have problems of coding, getting building the application because we wanted the application to run both on Android and iOS. We had to learn and do this at the same time. And I could highlight that this was some major challenges. And finances too is a very big problem to get the application to sponsor our activities at that early stage. Yeah, so those are some of our challenges.
Now, do you guys, because you mentioned traveling, and I know that just with that, I might not know a lot about developing the mobile app and how much you might have spent, but I know that just with traveling alone and having to get this information as it should really be expensive. Now, do you guys get support? Did you get support, or do you usually get support from anywhere to be able to come up with these projects that you have been working on?
At the early stage of our project, most of our finances, came from family and friends. Family and friends, contributed, and then we built the application. I can't say we had any major external support to help support our ideas. So with the traveling and all that, it had to be expense on us because we were still trying to prove the concept.
Okay. And now let me go. I have some people who want to ask you some questions before I will take. I will be able to give floor for any questions. I want us to still talk more about this. Now you mentioned a lot of apps that you have been working on besides Tour Cameroon, and I know that Tour Cameroon is one of the greatest projects that you people have worked on. Now, is there really are Cameroonians really consuming these services? Do you have any data anywhere to see if Cameroonians are actually using some of these your services? Because I know that here in the Western world, that is what people live on a daily basis. There will be no day that they won't click on it. Now, are Cameroonians consuming those of your services that I've been using?
Yeah, Cameroonians are consuming most of our services. I could say they are consuming the services, but Cameroonians always want the service to come free. Like the Talk Cameroon app now has like 30,000 users around the world, and I don't have the facts straight, but I know Cameroonians are occupying a great part of these users. And also with the Cameroon Kit app that we developed that was mainly for Cameroonians. It was mainly for students here in Cameroon to study, and the app has like 3,000 users now. And yeah, so that's what I can say.
Now, Brian, can you tell us more about? We have been talking more about this app, and was it produced under Nchimsy Teq?
Yeah, it was presented on Nchimsy Teq.
Now, can you tell the viewers? A lot of people have been asking me questions. When I did this app, a lot of people were asking questions about Nchimsy Teq. Now, what are some of the things that you and your team or your organization are working on in Nchimsy Teq?
Well, mainly, Nchimsy Teq is a software development company. You know, where we have this company where we develop all our ideas under. It's like the umbrella of all the ideas, the initiatives that we develop. All the our apps are under Nchimsy Teq. And with Nchimsy Teq, we don't only develop. We offer software services to different clients, mobile app development services, website development services, and graphic designing and all that. We also engage in some community programs to promote innovation and in Cameroon amongst both young people and teenagers. So yeah, Nchimsy Teq is like the umbrella company, and all the Tour Cameroon, the Cameroon GC Monarchy, and the Quicksilver are all under these companies. Are all under the Nchimsy Teq.
Wow, that is interesting. And now you are a very young CEO, because I think you started this program, like the Tour Cameroon, at the age of, because you were doing it, I think you wrote the minister, that was at the age of 19, which means that you are barely 20 or just a little bit above 20, and you are able to do this. Now, what are we going, what are your future plans? What is the vision ahead, like you have for Cameroon as far as this technology is concerned?
Well, my vision is to get many as much youth as possible to engage in community development with technology and maybe any other skill that they have. You know, it's all about everybody contributing to developing our country, and everybody putting their own little efforts, and together we'll be able to get the Cameroon to where we want it to be. So my vision is to, especially in the tech domain, is to get as many youths as possible to actively participate in developing their country with initiatives that are powered by them.
Now that brings me back to one question that was asked by Boris. Boris, no, that was not Boris. I think this question was asked by Lenita Afumbom. She asked me, how can one do to join your team? Do you people get someone to join your team, and what are the specifications? What is needed if someone can join your team?
Well, we mostly get our team members who really follow, who are passionate first about what we are doing. Running a startup isn't something that it demands a lot. Like, let's say, well, like with the Tour Cameroon app, there's one point where we had to work at the Ministry of Tourism from 8 o'clock in the morning to sometimes we close at 9 p.m., we close at 10 p.m., because we wanted to gather information and put on the app to get the app ready for the AFCON and all these things. That was a lot of work, because it wasn't something that that's something that demanded your physical presence of all the team members, which were in different parts of Cameroon. Some we had some team members even in France and Rwanda. So all of them had to get here and work on the application at that time. So that demands a lot. So the criteria for us getting team members, even if you don't have the skill, we are ready to train you. But first, you need to be passionate to get work done. Without You have to have the can-do spirit. That's what I have to say.
Now, Brian, you are the future of Cameroon, and what you people are doing, you are not just putting yourself in the limelight, but you are putting Cameroon on the map, because a lot of people get to know Cameroon through you. And what you guys did in 2021, you are actually promoting Cameroon and making Cameroon known in the world. Because the history is that a Cameroonian, a young Cameroonian developed this app, which is putting Cameroon on the map. Now, the history, because the name of Cameroon must come in whenever they are talking about Tour Cameroon, and that is thanks to your efforts. Have you been working with the government of Cameroon? I know that in 2021, 2022, I mean, we saw a lot of photos, and the government was really trying to help. Do you people, are you still able to work with the government to come up with these projects, or are you finding any difficulties getting support from the government of Cameroon? And if so, let me just go. And if so, do you think that there is any way the government should support you if they are not supporting you?
Well, I would say our relationship with the government wasn't just short term for the AFCON; it was long term. The Tour Cameroon wasn't just for the AFCON; he came. Though AFCON brought the limelight, but the project that is long term. It has a long term aim of continuously promoting tourism, promoting the Cameroon, the beauty and culture of Cameroon. So our relationship with the government is long term, and we continue to see how we could, you know, advance and get the platform, get many new things on the platform. Many people actually believe that, like I want to share an experience where many people actually believe that that was my first time working with the government. And some people believe that it was maybe through some connections that we had. We had, you know, a godfather in quotes that helped us get what we had. But I would say it was pure merit. Though you had so many people competing for that same position. We just had to, you know, prove our worth with the work we were doing and get the application ready. And that's it.
Okay, now let's take this question from Derek before we move forward. Derek says, after the realization and endorsement of Tour Cameroon, has the Cameroon government given you the recognition you think you deserve? And again, are you comfortable with the consumption of the app, especially after the AFCON? Do you wish to make Cameroon a suitable market for your future works? If yes, or you think you will want to tell yourself out of or to sell yourself out of Cameroon?
Well, I think Derek is asking a very good question. So some things I got out of his question is asking if we are getting enough, we are still continuously getting enough support from the government with our innovations, and if we are planning, are we going to sell ourselves out of Cameroon?
Yes.
So I would say, on the part of the government, you know, the government will try to to do what they can, but you know, much of the effort is still on you to promote what you're doing and develop what you're doing. They won't do everything for you, though. You know, sometimes you get a speak and all that, but you have to keep on continuously pushing your initiative, which is what we are doing. And about me selling myself out of Cameroon, well, I'm still very, very much interested in, you know, promoting innovation here in Cameroon. So even if I'm out, I'll still be here, here doing things that I know will continuously develop Cameroon.
Okay, I think the question is perfectly answered. Now, the person who specifically gave me the link of this app at the job site, who is an American here, he just indicated to me that he's also watching this program from YouTube because I'm also sharing it on our channel. Now, we have this question to ask you. What help do you think that you need, either from not just from the government or from any other person, be it the international community or be it whosoever who might be willing to help you to excel or to do better that you can do? Because with little, you're already doing a lot. Now, we believe that if they can give you, they say that you can only they can only help you if you can show what you are able to do with the little you have. Because if you cannot show what you can be able to do with the little you have, nobody will be able to help you. Now, with the little that you have already been doing a lot, and people are recognizing. Now, the question that is coming to you is, what do you think that, what help do you think can be given to you to do more than you are doing currently?
Well, I would say the best help that can be given to us at this moment is, you know, exposure and finances to be able to do what we are doing. You know, getting a project done, releasing it, and getting it people to use it. First, you need a lot of finances to be able to prove your idea before you can go anywhere. So we need a lot of finances to be able to push these initiatives, expand them, you know, even to other countries and all that. And we need a lot of exposure for the things that we are doing, so people can be able to consume it. And yeah, so it serves its purpose.
Okay, and then I have a follow-up question to that one. The follow-up question is, do you and your team, do you have any project that you are working on right now that needs to be supported? And if you have this project that you are working on, can you give an idea, shed an idea on that project? Or do you want to develop one of your recent project that you work on and you think that you need to do more on that project? And if so, do you need help on that particular project? And so what kind of help do you need on that project?
Yeah, I would say the main project that our team has been working on all this while has mainly been Talk Cameroon. We haven't even had the time to even start conceiving another new idea. It's true we have a lot of projects in the pipeline, but you know, we always want to make sure that before engaging in it, we have everything ready for us to build other ideas. Like the community symbol kit app that we built, we wanted to add more advanced features to this application to enable students to be able to learn from their comfort zones easily. Because right now the app was focused on promoting preparing them for their GC exams. We also see how we can expand solutions like that to cover maybe the concours that are in Cameroon and all that. We also have to, with the Talk Cameroon app, we have to continue adding this information because we haven't covered all the tourist sites in Cameroon. As I said, there are like 1,000 of these sites. So we need to be able to cover all this information and get them on the app. And yeah, I could say that that's mainly what we are working on doing now. We're also partnering with a startup called Bright Health to build a platform that provides affordable healthcare access to Cameroonians and Africans. So that's one of the platforms that we are currently working on with the startup Bright Health to make available to Cameroonians.
Like, guys, sometimes we Cameroonians do not actually know what we have. Like, you don't know what you have. Brian here is a motivation to so many youths. And if you are watching this live video today, it's not just about watching the live video and commenting. It's not just about, but it's about taking something in your brain to go back with it home. This is someone who has never studied technology in secondary school, but today he is a developer. Now, it doesn't matter where you are or who you have become. You just have to know that you can still become whatsoever you want to become. That is the reason why when you see people come here to the United States or go over to Europe, they become, like, you see people become medical doctors when they have never studied science in secondary school. It is just about who you want to become. Now, this is so amazing. And I'm like, wow, if you click, I don't know if you have already downloaded the app, but if you haven't, I call on you to go now, pick up your mobile phone, whatsoever you have, and then download that app, click on it, and see what will display. Like, I have been spending all my time these days trying to go through the app, and I've learned a lot about Cameroon, my country, which I never knew. And I plan to visit Cameroon so soon, just to be able to use this app to take me to certain places in Cameroon so that I can enjoy the beauty of Cameroon. You might be inside Cameroon, but you are not experiencing what is in Cameroon. This is because you have not been able to get to TourCam. Now, one question for you. I'm having this question now. I'm taking these questions from Facebook, from some of our viewers. Now I have a question coming in from Pemoya Vera at the same time, and Tamboris coming in at the same time. So they have one question to ask you. Now, what do you have to say to an aspiring developer in Cameroon?
Well, what I have to say to an aspiring developer is just to keep trying to use their tech skills to solve their community problems in any way. You can create solutions for health, you can create solutions for business, you can create solutions for fintech. I mean, there are so many amazing opportunities. All you need to do is, you can partner even with a friend. There might be a friend who has this idea and doesn't know how to code it. So you come in as a software developer to help bring that idea to life, because software development is not all about being the best software. It's not all about being the best software developer, somebody who can code all night. It's about somebody who can use those skills in solving a problem. That's what makes a good developer. So to aspiring developers is everything. I believe everything backed by determination can be achieved. The dream stays alive when the passion isn't dead. So it's just for you to find your own niche and do what you can there to excel.
Brian, I beg, just give me small secret, eh? I want to use this secret from you. I beg, don't lie to me. Now, do you sleep? How many hours do you sleep a day to be able to do all these things? How many
Well,
hours do you sleep?
I sleep, let's say, an average of 6 hours or
Okay.
5 hours, but this is because work has been relaxed for now. Because when I was working intense with the AFCON, I could say I slept on average like 4 hours,
Okay.
a day, because we had to work all night, and then in the morning we are returning to start working on the application.
Okay. Now this has actually been a debate question for most of us, like because sometimes I told our followers that if you are sleeping like 8 hours a day, they usually say sleep 8 to 10 hours a day. When you are sleeping 8 hours a day, by the end of the year, you must have slept about one third of your year, and then now you spend about another one third gossiping and doing things that are not useful. So now that is what I said, because and now people were like, no, you have to sleep and do that, because I cannot look at you. If you told me that you're sleeping 8 hours a day, I'll tell you that's a lie. You can't sleep 8 hours a day and you do what you have been doing. Vera has this question for you. Now, where do you see Nchimsy Teq in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I see Nchimsy Teq placed as one of the largest software companies in the world, not just Cameroon, but in the world at large. I see Nchimsy Teq having so many. I see Nchimsy Teq having so many digital products which are impacting lives. People are using it, and we're making money from it. And that's where I see Nchimsy Teq. I know we will be able to, like get so many products, like Tour Cameroon for different countries, get impact so many software developers to get into so many young people to get into software development, and yeah, together we change the world.
Wow. And now I have this. I saw another. Someone asked me a question now. Question where would the manager ask some person that they won't take and ask me back. Someone asked me a question like, what inspired you, sir, to come up with this program? What inspired me to come up with this program is to go and look for people like Brian who can be able to change Cameroon. We have a lot of people who need exposure. We have a lot of people who need to motivate others, because some of us believe that it cannot happen. Like if I just come and I'm telling you about this myself, you believe that no, you look at me as somebody who is making up stories. So we have to get people like him on this platform who can be able to motivate you and let you know that you can make it. We have been having a lot of testimonies so far from people who watch such programs and their lives are gradually changing. So that is it. Now, now how are we now you are a student. I think there are some very good questions here that are coming in. We cannot be able to ask all these questions, but some very good questions are coming. I cannot fail to ask this one. Thank you, Vera, for this question. Now, Vera has asked another question again. Now, how do you juggle with work and school? My God. Now, this is another one, because you told me that you are a student at the ICT University and you are still able to do this. Some of us who are not even students are not still even able to do half of what you are doing. Now, this is what someone says, that so it means that we just came to this world to escort people, because you are a student and you are doing what you are doing full something that someone cannot even do it full time. So how do you juggle work and school?
Well, first of all, I'll say what I'm studying is my interest. So, like software development, and what I'm doing is also like doing practically what I'm learning. So, what I do is I try as much as possible to manage my time. I go to school during the day and then I work at night. Um, that's how I do. And sometimes during the holiday, I try to work double to catch up with maybe things that we have not done, we have not covered, like doing that. I've not covered during because of school. So I try my best. I try much as possible to use my time at night very much, very much to be able to cover up and do the things that we want to do.
Yeah, no, not some of us will just say naturally that uh now people will say you are lucky. That's what some people will say, that you are lucky. Some will say that no, you were. Now I think that this is not just. It's not about luck, guys. No one is unlucky. We all have luck. It's just that we are not able to exploit our full potentials. Because Brian actually started discovering who he was and uncovering his skills at a very tender age. Now, do you have a page where they can be able to follow? Because I have people asking about your page, so to be able to follow.
Well, my name, my page, like for Talk Cameroon, they can follow the Talk Cameroon pages. They can follow Nchimsy Teq pages, and for me, you can find me on all social media platforms with Pemoya Brian Pangsui. I'm right there. And just to talk about what you said about luck, I don't, I, many if people that believe in luck, I don't really think anybody's lucky. I just
Yeah.
think that people actually work to get what it's hard. It's true. Years of hard work that people see as luck, because
one thing you need to know in life is that nobody cares about your start story. Nobody cares from where you come from. They just care about what you're able to do. Many people focus on their weaknesses rather than focusing on their strengths. Because I will not go somewhere and I'm telling people that maybe I'm because I'm an orphan. I will not go somewhere and telling people that I'm an orphan. They should help me and stuff like that. No, that's been a victim of circumstance, and you just I believe that you just have to keep the circumstance behind you and do your work, because people will only appreciate your work. Nobody will appreciate you being a victim of circumstance.
That is correct. Because some people just believe to wait and for things to unfold. They believe that destiny will find them. They don't know that they are supposed to go and look for their destiny. A lot of people believe that they will sit and then maybe there is a superpower somewhere that is going to fight with them. And people say, I'll become what God says I'll become. And without actually doing something to go grab your destiny. So now let's look at this question again. Young people in your age group will consider this period as the prime of their lives to enjoy life. Do you feel you are missing out on this generation Z trend on or social life? Yeah.
Well, maybe I might be missing out on the Gen Z life, but I'll get the Gen Z life when I've achieved what I've been able to achieve.
Okay. Okay. So you want to, first of all, you need to be able to get what you want first in order to enjoy. Because people, you say that when you have to get the success first and every other thing will follow. Some people like, because I believe that maybe what they actually call their enjoying is not enjoyment. They just want to run with the trend. So you really decided you have I mean, you know that you have to first of all get what you want, and then anything will follow, right?
Everything will follow.
Now, what advice will you give to young men in your age group, or maybe some of the young Cameroonians who are fighting to make life happen?
Well, what the advice that I would give them is, the dream stays alive if the passion isn't dead. So far as you have a determination and your willingness to achieve something, you can get it if you back it by hard work and determination. So what I would tell them is that they should keep trying. There's always an opening to set new records. It's not like somebody has not done it, you'll not be able to do it. Somebody has not done this one, you're able to do it. But you don't need to just be over ambitious, like I can say, without being able to start small. You need to start small and you achieve things with gradual steps. Because I didn't just start by building TourCMR. We started with the team of building a basic app that could help students study. That's where it all starts. It's not like you just get up one day and you build a platform like TourCMR. No, you have to start small and follow your journey, follow your path, and you have like you're putting like steps to climb like a ladder. That we shall say. So I'll say everyone should start small and grow and grow and put their efforts back, get their passions, and back everything with hard work and determination.
Now, what does it take one to acquire services of Chimsy Tech, like getting Chimsy Tech to build an app to, or maybe any of the projects that you guys offer? I know you also into website, you also build websites, right, and other stuff. Now, how does one get Chimsy Tech to deliver? Because the way you sound and the way you guys seem so talented and high level, people may be afraid to even approach you for any project.
Right. No, I would say our team is really focused on following your journey with your product and getting it done. There are so many people that wants to build businesses in technology, but they don't even have an idea of how things would work, how a mobile app works, how everything works. So when you come to Chimstech, we will we will groom you, tell you take you through the whole step of designing your product and developing it until you get your app released on every store and the people are using it with your customers or maybe your users. Be it if you need a website, a mobile app. So you can just contact us, be it on our email, be it through email, visit our social media pages, you get through us on WhatsApp, we will talk, and then we'll just proceed and deliver everything you expect, more than your expectations.
Wow. Now let's look at some of the few comments that our viewers have here to make. like we say, we'll definitely download after this, because even though I am in Cameroon, there are so many places I don't know. Yeah, you are not alone. We have been in that same pot of soup. Myself, I'm still learning about Cameroon. It's just like I'm becoming a Cameroonian these days, because there are a lot of things I didn't know. I used to hear that Cameroon is Africa in miniature. I was like, which Africa in miniature? Because I didn't know what was in Cameroon. Now the same. What tools will you recommend for someone who wants to start a career path in tech? Okay, maybe we can take that question.
Okay, so for someone who wants to start a career path in tech, the first thing you need to do is you need to first of all choose a field you want to specialize in, because tech is broad, and the mistake that most developers make at the first stage is that they try to learn everything about technology. If you try to learn everything about technology, you won't go anywhere, because there's nobody that knows it all. So what you need to do is you need to specialize. Maybe you want to do software, you want to do hardware, and even in that field, you need to specialize again. If you want to do software, do you want to be a mobile app developer? Do you want to be a website developer? So you see that the whole concept is very broad. It's very broad, and if you want to get into it, you definitely have to choose a field you want to specialize in. So I cannot just go into directly telling the different tools without knowing the particular field in tech you want to specialize in, because there's different tools for developing mobile apps, there's different tools for developing websites, there's different tools for developing desktop apps, and there different tools for developing web apps.
So are you very open to mentor Cameroonians who are willing to, like, private mentorship, or talk with them who are willing to become to get into tech, to become mobile tech app developers?
Yeah, I can provide them with the resources which can help them learn, but the effort still lies on the individual.
Okay. All right. So, guys, I think you heard from him, because I don't want people to come after this live show and be asking me anything about mobile app. From here, I don't know anything about anything. If you come to me, I don't know you. Yes, like I know, because after this, some people will be asking me questions. That's how can we do this and that? That where have I ever seen it? I don't know anything. So now this is the page. You can follow it on Facebook, Nchimsy Teq. I mean, from there you can be able to get to Brian, know more about him, because from the page you can always send the messages and get whatever information you get, and he can be able to talk to you and then mentor you on what you want to become. Now this is also a link to their Facebook page, which is dropped at the comment section. You can get to our comment section after this live show. You should be able to click and then follow their page on Facebook and get whatever information that you want to get. um Someone says that okay, Lenita says that even Bamenda, that I'm there, I don't even know all the places. Like, when you hear that there are 1,000, we used to know when I grew up. The only tourist sites I used to know in Cameroon, like I could know about Botanical Garden in Limbe. I could know about. I mean, I cannot even name up to 10 of them. Like, I cannot. But being a Cameroonian and hearing that there are 1,000 of them, I'm embarrassed, because the other day I was talking with this guy when he came, and we were talking about Cameroon, because they hear that you are from Africa. They always like to know more about Africa, and I was like, I wanted to talk to him about Cameroon. So he went to talk, and I was telling me about Cameroon. I was like, oh yeah, it's like I'm really getting something to do now, which is I'm going to get back to, so we can talk more about this, because I cannot stand to embarrass myself about Cameroon. Never. I know it's not gonna happen. Yeah. So now, guys, you have to begin to explore it, know more about your country, and learn more. We are about 3 minutes to the end of this live show, because this is one. Okay, we have 2 minutes more to go. 1:58 by my time, and I think in Cameroon time it should be 7:58. Any last words today, Brian, for the audience?
Well, my last words for the audience is to, be the change they want to see. Is for them to, as I said, do their own contributions to building the Cameroon that we want to see. It's not about complaining online, saying what things that the government has not done, the government hasn't done this, the government hasn't done that. It's about you using your skills to support, and maybe, support the government and help them promote, do what you want them to do. Like, be what you want them to be for your own self and your own community and people around you. So it's for everybody to use their skills in whatever domain they have, and put into work and promote innovation and everything, and entrepreneurship in their respective communities.
Wow, you heard from him again. Brian, we want to thank you so much for coming to this live program today. We believe that this is not the last program that we are having with you. We are going to be having more programs like this one as need arises, and we believe that it is going to really help motivate and inspire so many Cameroonians. We want to have people like you who are actually open to help and also being innovative. Again, thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's been an amazing time here, and we want to thank all our viewers for watching, and for them to continue to spread the word.
Of course, I enjoy myself with one of the best engineers that the developers that the world has. I mean, I know that tomorrow I'm going to download this video and keep it so that when you become one of the most, I mean, when you become like the CEO of Facebook, I will bring the video and introduce myself. I say, Brian, the other day we were talking, so this is the video. And guys, if you like, don't screenshot your own comment. If you are here commenting and you like it, don't screenshot your own comment to keep, so that you use it tomorrow to prove that this is what you actually commented during the live show. All right, bye, Brian, bye, and we'll see you some other time.
Okay,
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Abakwa bibi, today na today. Ama makachino, abobe makashiko. Ama makachino, abobe makashiko. Original
Today na today, never meet you, oh yeah.
My one thing in Jamo, no do me so, yeah.
Magasko, mon wata fufu.
My one thing in Jamo, no do me so, yeah.
Oh my goodness.